go.
So this is the commemorative speech on King Griffey Jr. Line down the left field line for a base hit. Here comes Joey, here comes Griffey. They're going to wave him in. The throw to the plate will be late. The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship. I don't believe it. It just continues. My, oh my. A speech from the famous broadcaster Dave Niehaus of the Seattle Mariners. Have you ever had a freeze frame moment that you always remember to this day? Well, that was the moment I will always remember listening to the radio with my dad as a 2-year-old toddler. The name that always perks my ears from Dave Niehaus's famous broadcast had lightning fast speed, defensive abilities that were compared to the infamous Willie Mays, and power to even question if you were in the right seats and to catch a home run. And that player that I'm talking about right now is King Griffey Jr. As a ball player with incredible abilities on and off the field, King Griffey Jr. is a top role model for myself and for many other athletes. King Griffey Jr. in my aspect possesses 3 characteristics that make him a top role model for athletes around the world. First, his ability to overcome difficult challenges that are faced in front of him. The second is the style of game he played on and off the field. And thirdly, lastly, he always remembered his roots. King Griffey Jr. endured life challenges a lot of people don't know about him. Selected in the first overall pick in the 1987 draft by the Seattle Mariners, King Griffey Jr. would 1 year later, attempt suicide at the age of 17. It was an argument prompted by his father, and he overdosed on aspirin pills and was rushed to urgent care, where his life was saved. Overcoming and luckily surviving from the attempted suicide, King Griffey Jr. would not look back at this dark day and would proceed forward and becoming one of the best baseball players of all time. Having the drive to succeed and not letting the past dictate who he is why I can relate to King Griffey Jr. After his suicide attempt, King Griffey Jr. would go on to tear up the minor leagues and caught the attention of the Seattle Mariners front office. He would get that call that he has always dreamt about, and that is to play on the major league level in Seattle. Now, I'm not going to go into details about how King Griffey Jr. And all of his statistics, because being inducted into the Hall of Fame and having the title of Hall of Famer speaks for itself. Instead, I want to twist your attention to the style of game he played on and off the field. What I like to call, he brought swag to the game. With his turned back cap, the diamond-studded crosses he wore for earrings, and always having a smile on his face as he entered the field and left the field was always infectious to the fans, families, and teammates he played with. His smile was so infectious to the fans and teammates that it didn't matter how much he was making as an athlete or how he felt that day. As long as he was on the field and in the lineup, he would be smiling. Bringing a positive attitude to not only himself, but to others is why I can relate to King Griffey Jr. Now, watching the incredible style of play that King Griffey Jr. brought to the table actually saved the game of baseball in Seattle. In 1995, baseball was in jeopardy in the city of Seattle due to the stadium they were playing in. The King Dome was deemed unsafe by the public, and the Mariners needed to relocate to a new stadium in 1995. At that time, with the Mariners finishing dead last in King Griffey Jr.'s first 3 seasons, the seats were almost empty every game. The Kid, which is King Griffey Jr.'s nickname, wouldn't stand by and let the team relocate to a different city. With the public of Seattle petitioning for the Mariners to stay, King Griffey Jr. attended every rally and gathering he could to save the game of baseball in Seattle. Eventually, the city of Seattle came to an agreement and moved the team to the heart of downtown Seattle and built Safeco Field. This is after King Griffey Jr. and his teammates decided to make Mariners the #1 team in the American League. At the time of petitioning, King Griffey Jr. knew baseball was more than just a game to the city. It was a place of enjoyment and thrill for individuals and families. Even if the team relocated, King Griffey Jr. would have had a contract, but his willingness to fight for what is right and knowing his origins and his roots is why I can relate to King Griffey Jr. In conclusion, I can relate to King Griffey Jr. on how to overcome life challenges thrown at you. I can relate to King Griffey Jr. on bringing a positive attitude as much as I can each day. And finally, I can relate to King Griffey Jr. on never forgetting my roots. Thank you.